Welcome to another Advanced Tactics series brought to you by Windshare, a Battlefield 3 multiplayer gameplay on the PlayStation 3. Got one video out right now about the F35, and I'll admit it's pretty pathetic. That was when the vehicle first came out. This time people finally settled down. There's a lot of outrage amongst the community about how useless this weapon or this vehicle is, the F35, especially against the flanker here. Because they say this thing just can't turn, it can't turn, it's just useless against this. I'm hearing nobody wants this thing, and now I'm surprised to see anytime I play the match, nobody's in these F35s anymore. I'm like, okay, well, I just hopped in it today, and don't get me wrong, guys, I haven't touched this thing at all since the last video, because everybody's got the messages out there, everybody's like, it sucks, it sucks. Well, I picked it up today, I'm like, wait a minute here, something's different. I'm actually doing pretty good in this thing. And I think I figured it out, so I want to give you a video about what you need to do to utilize this thing, because it's a very powerful vehicle. Not easy to use, by far the most advanced aircraft that you have to fly. And I'm not a jet guy by any means, guys. Don't think I'm some ace in the sky. I'm most of the time in the helicopter or on the ground. That's where the points are at. And but look at this. Look at the maneuverability of this vehicle. I mean, I get right up next. I'm hovering with this helicopter. Let's go. You know what I just did? I just took out 2 jets and a helicopter in one span. I think that's about the best I do in this video, but the rest of the video I want to talk about how I maneuver this thing, because it's not easy, but I think I've figured it out again. Most of the time when you're turning around the jet, you're holding L2, or you're holding the speed brake, to try to turn tightly. You don't do that with this aircraft at all. What you do is you tap it, and then as soon as you tap it, you got to come right back in with the R2 with the throttle to get your momentum turning around. And in conjunction with all that is if your hands aren't busy enough, you got to be yawing the aircraft too with your left thumbstick. So you're kind of doing basically as much as you can with your hands at once. It is not easy to do, but if you can get a handle over it and adjust for that, it's very deadly. You can stop on a dime, you can turn in an instant, and if a guy's chasing around that flanker, I'll show in this video again how to get him off you. Basically, you just tap that vertical speed or tap that air brake that turns the aircraft into a vertical V-stall aircraft. Just tap that, yaw the aircraft, give it a little bit of power, turn it around again, and that'll get him off you most of the time. Now also, if you just constantly turn, the Su-35 is going to beat you every time. So you can't just turn. I mean, you want to get speed too if he's chasing you. Keep some distance around and keep moving, keep your speed up, but then just tap that brake, swing it around, and chances are he'll fly by you, or he'll just lose sight of you because you're going too slow. And then at that point in time, if you got air radar, you can turn around and get a beat on him. But you can see how slow I turn when my speed's slow. So if I can it's all about managing your speed with your turn radius and managing the air brake all at once with this aircraft. And again, there's a lot of transition time where it's going from basically vertical flight to horizontal flight, and it dips down a lot on you too, so you want to have adequate ground clearance from the water, because it will dip down and you'll sink in there if you're not careful. But look what I'm doing here. I've got rockets equipped. I'm kind of bombarding position Bravo from out of Stinger range for a lot of it. Come in just a little bit closer, just start shooting at things. Guy bailed out of that tank, he didn't want none of it. So it's kind of almost like an artillery piece. If you can get it out, and you don't have any flankers coming out after you, it really changes the role of this aircraft. And you'll see most of my aircraft videos, I don't go to third-person view at all. If I do, it's by mistake. That's me, again, manipulating multiple controls at once. So if you see me flash to third person, that's just by accident. But I always like the first-person view because I like to see what my trend vector is doing right there in front of me in the reticles. I like to be able to explain what all that means to you, but to be honest, it's just too complicated. But the main thing you want to pay attention to is the upper left-hand corner is your speed. That's the most critical. If your speed gets too slow, this thing will eventually sink down to the ground. So try to keep it around 200 knots when you're playing around in the ground. No lower than 150, because if it gets lower than that, you're going to stall it. It's basically going to come straight down. It's got to have a little bit of forward momentum with it. But also another tactic I like to do, and you'll see me do this later on when I'm attacking and strafing vehicles like this, is I'll come in like this, and then what I'm going to do is speed up, hold R2, get the speed going. Then I'm going to pull up And when you pull up, you can watch your speed bleed off. That's normal when you pull up. But pull up, turn it around. Well, this time I was getting locked on by something, so I had to disengage that attack. But what I'll do is I'll pull up, slow down, do a complete barrel roll, or excuse me, big loop basically, come back around. Then I'm holding that that vertical V-stall capability, and it really slows your speed down much more than any other aircraft. So you can actually have a chance when you come back around to have some time to strafe a target. You know, with the other jets, I'm just going like maybe 300 knots is about as slow as I can get them half the time, unless I got my gear down, which are completely just a dead duck at that point. You know, that's just not how I can handle jets that well. It's really hard for me to take out ground targets with the other jets, but this one is much more effective. And I don't know if it's got a more powerful cannon or what, but it seems to be a little more effective cannon against everything, aircraft and ground targets as well. So if you can hit a vehicle or anything with this mini cannon, it really does a lot of damage. Now you can see this guy, here we are, this is a classic dogfight. He's coming after me, I'm coming after him. It's almost like a chess game, you know, it's my move versus him. Yeah, we're going back and forth. Now I got a lot of guys coming after me here, so unfortunately, I'm at a big disadvantage even when I have the most maneuverable aircraft. You know, when you got a helicopter and two jets out here, there's a lot going on. But at one point in this match, I'm basically taking on both of these jets at the same time, and I'm holding my own, and everybody's talking about how bad this vehicle is. It really isn't, guys. Hey, look at this. Another good thing about it is when you're getting attacked, you can usually put it down without dying, and I almost got in this jet, and I was almost about to shoot him with this small, and I was like, God damn it. I was so close to getting that kill. I was kind of upset about that. But now that everybody, again, is just not liking the F35, they're readily available in matches, which is kind of fun. I like the vehicle. It's definitely my favorite aircraft. And a lot of people think I'm nuts for saying that, but just after this one match, and again, I don't really have any prior experience in this thing, guys, because I could never get into it before, because everybody was always spawn camping it when it first came out. But I mean, I just hopped in it today, and you saw how quick I picked this thing up. Huge improvement, by far my best match that I've yet to play with this vehicle. But as you can see here, I mean, I got jets all over me. We're in this fight with this flanker. I know he can outturn me. So again, I'm just kind of riding the speed brake, doing whatever I can to, you know, try to get the upper hand in that engagement. Because again, they will outturn you. But if you handle it right, you can still get around on them too. But now I got two jets coming after me. I mean, this is tough to do. I don't know how I'm not dead yet. Usually you are. You can hear me, hear the change in the pitch. That was me getting the V-stall capability in. And as soon as I tap that, I go right back in with the throttle on the R2. So it really lets you turn in just as tight as these flankers can, if not tighter. And it's really hard for them because they're right on top of me, basically. It's really hard for them to get any kind of missile hits on me. They can lock on every now and then and stuff, but most of the time, you know, if you got two jets on, there's just not much you can do. I mean, I'm trying to do loops, I'm trying to do anything I can to get these guys off me, so finally I'm like, fuck it. We're just gonna get the speed up, we're gonna use terrain, let's get down, fly map of the earth kind of thing, you know. And again, it's not easy to do this, guys, don't get me wrong, you know. Use whatever you can, your terrain, again, I'm trying to get them off me, anything I can. Finally get around one of them. Got a few hits on me. Probably should have gone down there. I don't know why he didn't in that burst, but pretty much took care of that guy. Fortunately, his buddy finally gets around behind me. But again, look at that. A lot of times you can get out of this thing without even dying when you're getting strafed. But this video, again, I want to keep focusing on the F35. I got one last little clip here, so I commit suicide and hop in there, and I get behind two of them again, and I almost take out both of them right off the bat. So don't discount this vehicle, guys. Just try to keep that in mind. Just play with the speed brake. I'm just going to call it that. It's really the V-stall capability of the aircraft. As soon as you tap it, that really allows you to increase your turn radius, but don't hold it because this aircraft's going to go to dead stop, and then you're going to get strafed to death. So as soon as you tap it and you get that turn radius increasing, then come right back in with the throttle. And keep yawing the aircraft too. Yawing is the left directional thumb pad, or the left analog stick. That will allow you to basically point your nose anywhere you want, just like in the chopper. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm yawing. That's what yaw is. And don't forget to hit your afterburner too. R3 that will allow you to increase your speed. And look how I get like right behind both of these guys, and I just about get both of them. I was like, whew, that was close. I did end up getting one, but that other guy was real close to getting the wrath of the F35. So don't discount this vehicle. Don't write it off, guys. It's got some stuff to offer, that's for sure. I'm definitely gonna play with it more, and I think if you can master this thing, you will be a force to be reckoned with on this battlefield. I hope that kind of gave some clarification, some tips. Message me if you have any other questions. I'll try to answer them. Got a video coming out now about the Master Key, which is a loadout I'm running now in the Assault class. I encourage you to watch that. And I'll be having another video out about advanced Assault class tips. But look at that. I mean, you can just come straight, stop on a dime, turn around. I mean, it really makes it hard for that flanker to get on you. Speed up. You can go from a dead stop to a really fast speed pretty quick on this thing. It's not easy to take it out. Loop around, you watch your radar. Again, thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe, like the video, and like I said, keep your eyes out for the Master Key video and the Assault class tips, advanced clips. Thanks for watching.